Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about spirituality and personal development and all my thoughts on those two things. So today I wanted to make a video on something that's popped up in my life and conversations as always. And that's about letting people change and giving people that are close to you the space, well, not even close to you, giving people close to you and people that are out there in the World Wide Web the space to change. Like, I'm going to do a video because I've got it planned for how we can change and how we can best shift into a new identity and create a life that we are more aligned to and we want to align to. But that also makes me think and brings up allowing other people to do the same. And in my video about how that we can shift and how we can align ourselves, I was even going to say that I do feel sometimes moving or temporarily moving away from groups that know you well can be really helpful to allow you to shift into a new identity. For example, if all your circle of friends know you as a struggling artist or somebody that wants to get into art but just can't get off the ground, then they are going to make it very difficult for you to leap into this space of being a successful artist. That's just an example. Or if you've always been the one that you can't get people to commit to you, you never have like a healthy relationship, it's going to be very difficult for you to jump into that experience when you've got the voices of all these people that kind of inadvertently want to keep you held back in your old self. And I'm not saying that they're mean people or they're doing it on purpose, but they have to change their opinion of you as well as you have to change your own opinion of you. And if you've got all these voices, it's going to make it more difficult. But we can help each other out by allowing people to evolve and transition into higher versions of themselves. And I think friendships and relationships and work relationships are the best of all, actually, as well. Also, content creators and stuff, the amount of times we see people canceling people for something they did in the past, we're not allowing them to change. We're not allowing them to grow. We're like, oh, you did that in 15 years ago. And so we're going to hold that against you for the rest of your life. And we're never going to allow you to change or evolve. We have to let people change and evolve. The same as we're always changing and evolving, we have to make space for other people to do the same. And in relationships, especially, if you're entering into a committed relationship with somebody and you're spiritual and you're on a fast track of self-development, you are going to change a lot and your partner is going to change a lot, and you have to give the space to one another to show up as a new person, especially if you've had a break or something and they come back and they've shown that they've made changes, but we constantly trying to fit them into the old mold, then they're going to have no option but to show up as the old version of themselves again at some point. Whereas if we can really accept them as that new person and we can make a radical identity shift, not just for ourselves, but allow them to make a radical identity shift, then we allow them to come in as the new person, as a more evolved person, as a higher version of themselves. And, you see this in couples a lot where they constantly bringing up things from the past, like, but you did this years ago, you did that. And especially when you're sort of living with somebody and you're not getting space from them, it's a little bit easier when you actually split up and you change and then you reconnect. But if you're living with somebody and you're wanting to constantly evolve and become better versions of yourself, you have to constantly allow that person without pinning them down to a past version. And I see this mistake made so often in relationships that people almost want to pin that person down to the person that they used to be. You used to do this, you always do this, and it's like the person just cannot change. They want to change, they want to show up differently sometimes, and they just can't because they're not being given that space. They're always being reminded of the past, they're always being reminded of who they used to be. They're being held accountable for things that they did years ago when they have completely changed as a person. And yeah, this video is just to say that I believe that we all need to make sure that we give each other space in our community and surroundings and friendship circles and relationships, the space to grow, give people the space to evolve and show up as a different person, allow them to make an identity shift and meet them as a new person. I really believe that everyone would be happier if we did this. We're allowing people to evolve, we're allowing them to show up better for us. We're not holding them to a past version. And this is really important, in my opinion, for us as well individually, that if we want to make massive shifts in our life, we have to take on new identities. I don't mean in an egoic sense, but we have to take on identities of the people that we really want to become and stop showing up as the old version of ourselves. I'm going to do another video on that, but I hope everyone is good and speak soon. Bye bye.